No, you don't
I
care.
mean, yeah, I don't care either. Hey, my man's right here. I don't care. I don't care either.
Man,
All right.
you should
So,
care. It's only like one other guy in the world named Bashir. I can tell you that right now.
okay. Yeah, like you and that dude in the Middle East is probably it. Hey, all right. So,
God,
waiting for
let's be
you.
professional.
Okay. And welcome everyone to Elevated Minds Webisode number 4. I am your host, Elevate Sora, along with my co-host, as usual, same motherfucking faces you see every time we do this. Shaydown 404, you want to put your handle out there?
Oh, shit, my handle.
Oh yeah, hell yeah, hell yeah, hell yeah, hell yeah.
Point like this, like I was grabbing a handle. It's Shadehound 404 on everything. It's easy.
Bet, bet, bet,
Just
bet,
go
bet, bet,
follow
bet,
me
bet.
on,
Down under him,
all the stuff.
down under him, we got
Yep.
Black Metal 92, my boy Bashir Tao. You want to put your handle out there, homie?
What's up with y'all, man? How y'all doing today?
All right, that was his handle. Hey, yo.
I only saw 20 frames of it.
Right, right. Hey, uh, Cameron Tut, it's on you, bro. It's on you.
No handle, no handle today. Excuse me
That
though, I'm
that
battling some allergies. Excuse me if I like sniffle and all that shit during the
that's
podcast.
fine. That's cool. All right, so for the first time ever, right? The podcast is fucking sponsored. All right. Today's sponsor is No Name Nerd. No Name Nerd is a website where you can go and you can create your own esports t-shirts, and you can even buy jewelry and face masks and shit. All right. You pick a logo and make your own shit. Now, I think today is gonna be a long one. It's gonna be a long one because a couple of the topics that we got, um, I feel like Tal gonna have a shit ton to say about it, right? So I'm gonna get through all of my bullshit real quick, because I just come on here to talk about video games and shit. It's y'all. It's right now at this point in time. It's y'all that want to talk about the politics of the matter. I just care about video games. I'm saying that's all I'm here for is to play video games and be happy with myself the way that I am. Know what I mean, no, all
Love
right,
the
fuck
skin
it.
you're in, Sora.
I mean, I
Love the
do. All
skin
right, all
you're
right,
in.
all right, all right, all right. So don't get me wrong, because I said it before. I think it was Webisode 2. I said this shit like all the shit that's going on. Like I feel it. I'm a part of it. You know what I'm saying, and
Hell yeah, hell yeah, hell yeah.
I do have some things in my head, thoughts in my head about the situation. But you know, I'm not gonna put myself out there and fuck up the little platform that I have, the couple hundred every once in a while thousand views that I get. I ain't trying to fuck this shit up by saying some dumb shit, even though, the majority of the time right now I already say what the fuck I feel. I'm on every podcast cursing and shit. Like, but I ain't trying to say no shit to, you know, fuck up my little credibility that I got. But I am willing, as y'all already know, to give y'all the platform to do so. As long as I ain't opening my mouth, say what the fuck you want. Know what I mean?
Oh,
All right. So first things first, we're gonna talk about KFC because I said this shit earlier. So KFC opened an all-you-can-eat buffet permanently. Like a couple weeks ago. What date is this? The 14th. On the 14th, they opened an all-you-can-eat buffet. It's in Japan. It
wow.
ain't in the U.S. It's in Japan, but still, it's KFC and it's all you can eat. I'm about to fly to Japan just to eat this shit. Y'all eat
What?
KFC, yo? Y'all eat KFC?
Of course.
You do?
Google open TripAdvisor.
I'm just
That
saying,
boy
bro.
about to,
All
that
right,
boy about
so
to, hey,
so
Travelocity, book me a flight.
so the one thing I don't like about KFC, because I love their chicken, obviously, but the one thing I don't like about KFC is that fucking chicken sandwich that they made. That shit is fucking horrible, bro.
Yeah, it
I will
is. The
not give them
Popeyes
credit for
chicken
that
sandwich is
shit.
fire though.
The Popeyes
I
one is
didn't eat
fire.
the KFC chicken sandwich. I only
The
had the Popeyes one.
the KFC one is fucking horrible, bro. Like it's a chicken breast on two donuts, and bro,
Ugh, are you
it's
serious?
yeah, it's greasy and like sugary like it's oh my it's fuck, bro. That shit's bad, bro.
Sounds
That
gross.
is
That shit is
that doesn't
bad.
make any sense.
It's
That
greasy
that
and
is never
sugary.
that
It's so
never should be
bad.
a combination.
Oh, hey, Sora, Strine asked me to ask you to let him into the meeting too if you have time.
What is he here? Oh, I got him. All right, yeah, he's in here. I got him. Shit. Let me go back into my links because I lost that shit. Yeah,
Just let him
I wanna
down.
harp too long on fucking KFC. I just wanted to put that out
KFC.
there. I just wanted to put that out there. Yeah, the KFC. Oh,
Shit, that's
That's
low key
crazy.
like damn near the that's
I ain't want to harp on
man,
it
we
too
might have
long,
to
but
go to
I
Japan.
definitely wanted to put that out there though. You know what I mean? So I'm trying to go to Japan to eat
That's
this all
crazy.
you can
That's
eat
crazy
KFC.
Donut with a chicken breast.
Yeah,
That don't
yeah.
sound right.
All right, so the way that they
It's
do it,
called a Luther.
the way that they do it is, look, I only got it once, so I don't know if all KFCs do this, but I went to the drive-through and I said I wanted the sandwich, and they asked me if I wanted a donut and chicken or if I wanted the chicken donut sandwich. Right? So like they give you an option to get chicken and a donut, or they put it together and make a sandwich out of that shit. Um,
First
I'll
off,
tell you this: the sandwich was fucking nasty, and that was me eating them both at the same time. And I feel like after eating both of them at the same time, if I ate them separately, I still think that shit nasty. I'm just saying.
it's just not a good thing to put together. Like, they probably thought it was. They was probably all sitting at the marketing table.
It's probably like
"Hey,
You know what I
shit.
bet it
It's like
was?
shit. The
I
niggas
bet
gonna love
this.
this.
exactly.
The niggas
They're
gonna
like,
love this.
what can we put in the sandwich to keep the brothers down? I got it.
Oh
We
shit. They
gonna
gonna.
put a
Oh shit.
donut and some chicken.
Shit. Let
Hell
me
no, hell no.
pause
That
this
just
shit.
sounds ass.
All right. Moving on. I don't want to harp on that shit. Hey, Tal, you back? All right, there you go. Tal's back. Moving on. We're gonna talk a little bit about some video games
Hey, you know,
as usual. Yo,
KFC also unleashed a watermelon slushy, bro.
a watermelon slushy. Well, I'm not a fan of watermelon. Me personally, I think that shit ass.
Are you sure you're not a fan of watermelon?
I'm not a fan of watermelon, bro.
How about grape?
Why you say? Are you sure?
I'm
Like
not,
you don't
bro.
know.
Grape.
Do you like grape?
I eat grapes, and I like cran grape juice. You know, depending on the occasion.
Anything with crayon in front of it is a slap. It doesn't matter what it is. Anything with crayon in front of it is gonna
So
slap.
like, I mean, like
Fuck.
just grape juice? Nah, I mean, I don't think I
Yeah.
drink grape juice. I never
That's
did that.
okay.
I mean, I've done it before, but I'm not
You said, "Are we
necessarily a
okay? Are you
fan.
okay?"
Yeah,
Yeah, I jumped
he,
y'all on the fucking
yeah,
phone.
you know,
Ooh.
taking care of us. That's cool. I appreciate that shit. Hey, where's
Yeah,
Strizzle go? He
you got
going?
something on your
Strizzle out?
face.
Strizzle's back again. I don't know what the hell he's doing. What are you doing, dude? Make up your mind. Either be in or out. One of the two. I'm trying to get to this next point, but people keep jumping in and out of the podcast. So, are you here to stay or are you leaving? Oh, wait, is he still connecting audio? All right, I'm gonna move on. I'm gonna move on. We're gonna talk about some video games real quick, and then we're gonna go ahead and move into these protests and a couple
That's
other
right, Sora.
things
Move
about
on.
it. We moving on. All right, so right now we're gonna talk about Cyberpunk 2077. Who here knows about Cyberpunk 2077? I don't
Me,
know.
I do. Me.
Yo, I'm hyped for the shit. At least I'm hyped for the shit. I love CD Projekt Red games, but what's your name again? Cameron. Cameron over here said he never heard of Cyberpunk 2077. So I think
Sorry.
you need to do a little
Shoot.
research. Ain't nobody gonna shoot you. What did I just say? I said, hey, you need to do a little bit of research because I think the game's gonna be fire. I'm pretty sure a lot of people
Okay.
think this game's gonna be fire because the last game they made sold fucking millions and is still making money
What's
to
the
this
last
day.
game they
People
made?
still buying The Witcher 3, and to this day is still making money. All right, so I mean, I think you should do a little bit of research. You know, watch a couple videos. They got what, like 40-minute videos on YouTube or some shit about Cyberpunk 2077, I think. But
Yeah.
what we're gonna talk about today is the release date and the delay of the press conference that they were gonna have. So they were supposed to have a press conference talking more about Cyberpunk 2077. The press conference was scheduled for I think next week. I think it's supposed to be next week. It's not actually on here. It doesn't say that, but it was postponed. It's postponed, and now the event is going to be held on June 24th. So I'm definitely going to try and make this event. They said that they're not going to be at E3, so this event is supposed to be kind of like their E3 press conference to talk about all their shit that they're going to do with the game and show off the game a little bit more. I hear that they have a 50-minute demo that they actually want to show off at this event, so I'm hyped to see that shit. I just want to see the game more, bro. I do. And the release date for the game is pushed back to September 17th. I don't know if y'all already know that. It was supposed to come out like July or some shit, I think, but it ain't coming out no more. It's pushed back to September 17th. But I can wait. I can wait till then. Oh, it was April 16th. The original release date was April 16th, but now it's September 17th. I can wait a couple more months. I've been waiting what, like 4 or 5 years for this shit. I can wait a little bit longer. I'll be good.
Yeah, we waited that long for Kingdom Hearts 3 and it was trash though.
We like that was hella what, like fucking 9, 10 years for Kingdom Hearts 3,
Yep,
and I
10
beat
years.
that shit in a day, and I was like, that's it. Like this shit wasn't even as good as I thought it was gonna be.
All you had to do was hit triangle.
Hell yeah, hell yeah. The whole game, you just tap
Whole game.
triangle, the whole fucking game. We ain't gonna talk about Kingdom Hearts. Fuck Kingdom Hearts right now. They supposed to have some DLC or some shit for Kingdom Hearts 3. That the one that just came out. I forgot.
You
They're
can
supposed
play
to
as
have-
Mickey.
That was Kingdom Hearts 2. You could play as Mickey. Like Sora would die in the middle of the fucking game, and when he died, Mickey would show the fuck up, and you just start running around as Mickey. But
Fucking shit up.
yeah,
That's
Mickey, he
cool.
was dope. He was
That's
dope because
low-key.
I mean, back in the day, for what it was, that shit was dope back in the day. But if you play that shit now, like the remastered version, that shit is not. It's ass, bro. That shit don't slap as much as it did back then. We still talking about Kingdom Hearts. Fuck Kingdom Hearts. We about to move on to the next topic. Call of Duty. So Call of Duty Modern Warfare Season 4 and Call of Duty Mobile Season 7 have been postponed indefinitely. All right. Call of Duty Modern Warfare, Warzone, and Call of Duty Mobile's upcoming season has been postponed indefinitely by publisher Activision. The announcement was made on the official Call of Duty Twitter account, which states, while we all look forward to playing the new seasons of Modern Warfare, Warzone, and Call of Duty Mobile, now is not the time. We are moving launches of Modern Warfare Season 4 and Call of Duty Season 7 to later dates. The statement goes on to add, right now is time for those speaking up for equality, justice, and change to be seen and heard. We stand alongside you. So, what do you guys think of Activision speaking up for pretty much Black Lives Matter and all the protests and everything that are going on?
That's great, but I'm gonna tell you right now. You read one more fucking article verbatim, I'm gonna smack the shit out of you.
Why? That wasn't.
Summarize that shit.
Hey, I did. This is not. That is. Trust me, that's not the whole article. Trust me,
Summarize
that's
it
not the
better.
whole article.
Summarize it better.
I think he read the
better.
he read the quote word for word.
You could have.
Yeah, the quote I definitely read word for word. I didn't read the entire article word for word. The quote is
But
definitely
in
word
my,
for word.
in my opinion, PlayStation 5 pretty much did the same thing. They're putting everything off until the world reaches a conclusion.
God damn it, Strine. That's the next thing. I was going to talk about that next. Keep going.
Oh, talking about it. They both said the same thing, so let's knock them both out of what?
I mean,
Yeah. Well, they didn't both exactly say the same thing. All right, so fuck Activision. All right, we talked about Activision what, last podcast or 2 podcasts ago. Tal already did his shout out. He was like, "Hey, Activision make good games. We understand that. We all appreciate that. We all agree with that. Yes, Activision make dope games." All right, so since Strine brought it up, we're gonna talk about the PlayStation 5, right? So
sure, why not?
So they were supposed to have a press conference tomorrow talking about the PlayStation 5. And they're supposed to reveal the system, what it looked like, the controller, and all the other bullshit. Like I said before, photos can be photoshopped and recreated. So none of us have actually seen the PlayStation 5 like in Sony's hands, right? None of us have actually seen it. We just seen photos and shit going around. This event was supposed to show off the PlayStation 5. It's been postponed. It was supposed to happen tomorrow. It's not happening no more. Sony, I quote Wolf, and I quote. We've decided to postpone the PlayStation 5 event schedule for June 4th. While we understand gamers worldwide are excited to see PS5 games, we do not feel that right now is a time for celebration, and for now we want to stand back and allow more important voices to be heard. So right now Sony is also taking a stand and saying that they support Black Lives Matter and all the protests going on. So you guys want to talk about this? Anybody? If not, we're going to move on.
Okay. Wolf, your mic's muted. You're talking, but your mic's muted.
Oh, Wolf? Yeah, we can't hear you.
Baka.
Can't hear you. Fix your audio.
Unmute your shit. All right, fixes that. That cool with you?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, so I think it's a good idea, for real. I mean, not a whole lot of people are going to be focused on it in the first place, and you know what they look for as a business is like first day sale. How impressive they are really speaks a lot for it down the road and such. Another thing is it gives them more time to work out any bugs, because we all know as soon as a system comes out, like 2 years later, an improved system comes out.
The PS5 Slim.
Yeah,
Ew.
at the same time. What you want? You want a thick or you want a slim?
The
You like?
slim.
But yeah, and then they're right. Like we got more important shit to focus on right now. And honestly, ain't nobody got money for that shit. I mean, I do, but I find one. I'm gonna get a hard drive for that bitch and slap a PS5 sticker on it. We already went over that.
Yeah, he said that. He said that like last week. He said that shit.
Well,
All right, there we go.
I don't.
I hear-
I don't think it's really like a good or bad idea. I think it's just like a personal decision for them. You know, like yeah, I get everything that's going on.
It's about money,
But
man.
yeah,
It's about money.
at the same time, it's a business. So it was just a business decision.
Yeah.
I mean, if they did unveil it like the day they said they were gonna do, I mean, I feel like no one will be outraged. Oh my God, boycott Sony, boycott PlayStation. Why are they doing this with the whole movement going? Like, I don't think that would happen. That type of uproar would happen. But I feel like them pushing it back is not bad either. So it's not really like a bad thing to happen overall.
I'd like to add something.
Go ahead. We're waiting for Wolf to get
Uh,
back in here.
I'm not gonna throw my opinion out there on the looting, but that's probably a good reason for them not to fucking put it out too.
Yeah, I was actually about to say that. I was about to say, so right now, if they had this press conference, it was definitely going to be held in LA. Right now, there's riots and protests going on in LA. If they were to have this event, I guarantee you somebody would storm that place and take that PlayStation 5. Somebody taking that bit, bro. Somebody
That
taking that
PlayStation
bit.
5 not leaving the building. He said that PlayStation 5 not leaving the
I'm
building.
just saying,
That's
if
all
they
I say.
if they had this press conference tomorrow, somebody taking that PlayStation 5, bro. Somebody getting their hands
You
on
don't
that
think
bit.
you don't think they would have extra security though for that reason being?
All of the security on the streets of LA right now, bro. All of the police on the streets of
You're
LA
right.
right now, motherfuckers still taking shit.
You're right. You're right. You're right.
Nobody care about no security. They don't even care about the police. Fuck
LA,
me, fuck me.
hey,
Think they gonna care about
yeah,
security?
LA is savage though when it comes to the police. Like that's just a known fact. Like it's
All
just
right.
a
Can you
known
jerks
fact.
hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you, Wolf. Your
Yeah,
turn.
there we
Your move.
go.
Okay. Your move, really?
Your move, Yugi. Let's go.
That's all that show was. That was the whole show. Your move. Your move. Your move. In different tones.
Trap car.
I'm gonna place this card face down and end my turn.
You know the roasts were good as fuck in that show though. Like when Joey and Yugi be walking home from school or something, Joey just look at Yugi and be like, "Hey Yugi, you know what I'm gonna do when I get home?" No, what are you gonna do, Joey? I'm gonna place your mom face down in attack mode.
What the fuck? That's funny though. I like that's funny. Put that in my library.
All right, Wolf, go ahead. It's on you. PlayStation, Sony, protests, conference ended, postponed. On
Good,
you.
good job. Good job. Come in.
Good job.
You said good job? Oh, we got interruptions. Okay.
Shit.
He said, "Be gone, peasant."
Had the audacity to come in here and I just took
That
their
boy
phones
said-
an hour ago. Had the nerve to come in here. Can we have our phones back, please, Dad?
Damn.
When I
Hey,
was
can
your
y'all
age, I got a beating, and here you are mad about a phone.
I ain't had cell phone. I didn't even have a cell phone back then, bro.
You ain't have parents. Shut up.
I had parents. They was around. They was around.
They was
I mean,
around.
I'm saying they
Don't
did
remember
stuff,
seeing
bro.
some-
They
I
did
remember
stuff,
seeing
bro.
some people at breakfast.
Yeah, man. Every once in a while, there was somebody older than me there, and I mean, hey,
Yeah.
He was like, I think somebody went to tuck me in tonight. I think they did.
nah, I never got tucked in. Nah, fuck all that. I'm a real nigga. Won't get tucked in.
that awkward moment when you think all the stuff that built character when you were a kid turns out to just be straight up abuse.
He'd be like, hey, y'all ever get hit
Go to
with
therapy,
random
yeah,
objects in the house,
man.
too?
All right.
Yeah, man. My dad used to beat the shit out of me.
Hey, Wolf, you gonna talk on Sony, or are we skipping this?
Oh yeah, we definitely skipping Sony. Like I don't. Good shit. Good job. You did the right thing. That's it. beginning, middle, and end. You did the right thing. If everybody had had this same energy like the day prior to when all this shit kicked off, we could have avoided a lot of headache. Nobody would have had to get their precinct burned down. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, Xbox is better anyway. So
What?
Love this man.
That boy all over the
Boo!
place, man. He all
Boo!
over
I
the place.
say.
I
Boo!
saw they raided a GameStop and they left all the Xbox games alone.
Yeah, from
Yeah,
what I heard,
that's
yeah. So from what I heard, they raided that GameStop, and by the time all of the looters left the GameStop, all that was left inside the GameStop was Xbox Ones and Fallout 76s.
Wow.
An extra
That
copy.
says something. That says something.
So there's that.
that's because Bill Gates is breasting. That's why.
nah, that's because Fallout 76 is ass.
Hey, where Bill Gates from, yo?
I don't know.
Massachusetts. I don't know.
Massachusetts. Yeah, that's
No,
not.
Massachusetts.
Oh, Massachusetts. Oh, yeah,
Because
that's
that
not.
game was ass.
That's cool.
Damn.
It sound like a place where people breath stink. So I just had to make sure. All right.
I'm sure Bill Gates' breath stinks. I don't know how.
Yeah,
I'm
he
just
from,
uncertain
hey,
of
he
it.
from hey, he from Seattle. He from Seattle, so his breath definitely
Seattle.
stink.
He's
Yeah.
that's the dude that has champagne and caviar for breakfast every day. I guarantee you his breath smell ridiculous. His
Hey,
breath smell like
Champagne,
his breath
caviar.
smell like a slap. I'm certain of it.
A slap?
slab?
A
A
slap.
slap. His breath smell like.
Oh, like it smacks you when it hits you.
No, did you hear it? That's what his breath smell like.
All right, so we're gonna talk about these last two topics. One is pretty much gonna lead into the other. First, we're gonna talk about the three additional cops charged in the death of George Floyd. And the officer that is currently already arrested, his charge was upgraded from third-degree murder to second-degree murder and manslaughter. So, along with that, all three of those charges are sticking. Right, his trial is going to be based on third-degree murder, second-degree murder, and manslaughter, not one or the other. Um, the other three officers were charged on Wednesday with aiding and abetting murder in connection with the death of George Floyd. Uh, yeah, nothing else specific in here in the actual article that I want to talk about. So, what do you guys think about the other three that were there getting arrested now, and the one that actually committed the murder getting an upgraded
First
charge?
of all, first of all, fuck all of them immediately. That's first and foremost. Fuck them. If you're watching this in prison, like between rapes, fuck you.
What? Between
Alright, cool.
rapes, like they're just gonna stop in the middle of it and just.
Can you think? Can you
what's in
think
the
of some?
coffin?
I mean, come on. They got to take breaks in between at some point. Like, hey, take a knee, face out, drink water. Like, he's got to get
Take a
some
knee,
kind of break.
Face out and drink water.
Take a knee, face out, drink water. Fucking.
That's
Fuck
the
those guys.
greatest
But
thing I've ever heard in my life. I just want to let you know. I don't want you to know that.
I just want to be 100% clear. I'm super glad that these things are happening. I'm super glad that the movement is actually going, and the violence didn't have to escalate any further as of yet. But two things you can do to fuck that up right now is a bullshit sentence or let him Epstein himself before everybody
Yeah.
gets what they got to get, because that's just kind of that. Those are the two things that'll probably piss some people off.
I just watched that too. The whole Jeffrey Epstein thing. I just watched that and it was so
Yeah,
bullshit.
man, he-
like,
Okay,
By the way, if
So-
no one told you guys today, he definitely did not kill himself.
yeah.
all right. So there's one thing that I want to add to this. All right, it's not in this actual article, but it's something that I read earlier. I think I saw it on NBC. I think it was on NBC earlier.
Didn't they say he was on Suicide Watch? The guy. Who came
Yes, he's
out?
on Suicide Watch. Derek Chauvin, the guy, the first one
Yeah.
that was arrested, he's on Suicide Watch.
Mhm.
He's in an isolated cell in prison by himself. But I'm pretty sure we. All right, for anyone who knows jail, all right, if you in an isolated cell on suicide watch and you just got in that motherfucker, it's because somebody threatened to beat your ass. It ain't he not trying to kill himself, bro. Somebody was in that bed and they was about to fuck him up, and they put him in an isolated cell by himself. That's what the fuck happened. Right?
And I need you to understand how much of an uproar that actually is. In
Yeah.
a prison environment, yes, it's a very small town because you're in a fucking prison, sure, or a jail, but for it to get around to that magnitude of, hey, when that cop gets here, I'm gonna fuck him up.
Right.
That
Yeah.
means like the vast majority of the motherfuckers in there were not only okay with you getting fucked up,
Yeah.
they were probably cool with participating.
Yeah. Yeah. Because he wasn't in the.
I
It
mean,
has.
I mean,
He
everybody
hasn't even
knows
been.
they
He hasn't
trying to
even been
press it or
arrested for a
whatever.
week. Yeah. He hasn't even been in that prison for a week, and all of a sudden you're on suicide watch in an isolated cell. That don't
That
sound
means
too right.
somebody
That
was
don't
about to
sound right to me.
fuck
Yeah.
you up.
Yeah. That don't sound right to
Either
me.
Well,
either it was a safety precaution, like they knew that like going in, they knew him going in, they were gonna do this to him, or like yeah, like you said, some shit had to happen for them to put him in there.
Right. All
Because they
right.
don't
But
just do
but
that shit out of
that
nowhere.
didn't have nothing to do with what I was about to say though. We just went hella off. All right. So I saw an article earlier that said that um, the autopsy of George Floyd was actually done by two different uh, medical examiners, right? A medical
As
examiner
it
that was
should,
hired by the city, and a medical examiner that was hired by George Floyd's family. All right.
as it should.
Now, the medical examiner that was hired by the city found that George Floyd did not die of asphyxiation. He died from he already had some kind of sickness or illness
an
inside of his
underlying
body,
condition which was
and
aggravated by the
yeah, and
situation.
that aggravated the situation while he was down there. It kind of, led him to eventually pass away. Uh, the medical examiner that was hired by the family actually found that he did die from asphyxiation. So there's two medical examiners, both saying two different things. One is hired by the city, one is hired by the family. All right. Do you think that there is someone trying to hide something? Do you think?
Absolutely.
Well, duh, but let's just first and foremost, like, by show of hands, who here has a condition that does not make having your neck sat on for 9 minutes, kind of cause you to die? There- Name me a condition that makes you survive that shit is what I want to know. Man said he had an underlying condition that caused
Hey
him to
man,
die
I
from
mean,
holding his
There is
neck knee
one.
for nine
the
minutes.
only way I could see him
Okay.
survive in that situation is if somehow he got injected with the same serum as fucking Captain America, or if he had like that Hulk shit. I mean, that's
Yeah,
probably about
like
it.
there's no method by which any normal human being could survive that shit. Especially not all that dude's body weight like that. Fucking, I
And
want to
that's
know
the
what
thing.
condition he
So
had that could have.
when you actually assess the entire situation, right? So not only was Derek Chauvin's knee directly on his neck, you had another officer that was holding him down, by his belly, and another officer holding his feet so he couldn't fucking move. So this man was literally defenseless. Not only was he in fucking handcuffs, but they was holding his body so he couldn't even do the worm. Know what I'm saying? So that shit weird to me. That whole situation is fucked
That whole
up.
thing screams we all got together and we killed him.
Yeah.
We made the decision to kill him. And that is why I say it needs to be at minimum, it needs to be second degree murder. And they all need to do a bit of it. If they give these motherfuckers a bullshit 10-year sentence like they gave that broad that blew my man away while he was eating ice cream in his own fucking house because she
Right.
got lost because she was dignitized.
All right. So, in case you didn't know, the other three officers that were charged with aiding and abetting, their names are Tu Tao. That's weird. Tu Tao, uh, Thomas Lane, and Alexander King.
Yeah.
All right. Tao, you got anything to say on this?
Uh, so we're gonna clear this up. Regardless if he had underlying and health issues and stuff like that, this contributed to that. And another reason why, to reiterate what you said about the guy sitting on his chest and holding his legs down, one guy holding his feet down, one guy holding his back and stomach from his back, pushing his stomach down. And
Right.
then the officer, Chauvin, that was on his neck, right?
Right.
So him and this is why I know it was meant to happen. Like he intended to do this. They worked together at the same nightclub. You know what I mean? Him
It
and
was
Tommy,
like
the dude that had his knee in his,
yeah.
they worked together at a nightclub for some years.
Was it a
So they
nightclub
knew
or a bar? It was one of the two. I know what you're talking about though. I saw that.
it was a local nightclub
It was a
slash
nightclub.
bar, but they
Yeah.
knew each other. They knew each other. You get what I'm saying? It's not like he was just some random guy, fighting the police or whatever. He knew this guy. You get what I mean? So for it to be handled in that situation, you know what I mean? That lets me know that the officer was, just power hungry. And since he had to one up on him in that situation, in that scenario, he decided to handle it the way he did. And shout out to a few people that was out there protesting. I wish the cameraman and the people that was involved or whatever would have stepped in and done something about it. And there's a YouTuber out there named PewDiePie that raised 69,000 on the live stream for him. So I do want to give a shout out to that gentleman. I'm not really,
You hear that, Felix? You hear that, Felix? Your
What you
name's
talking
being
about?
mentioned on my podcast.
Which the same dude that said
Yeah,
the N word on stream? Talking about that PewDiePie?
yeah.
Right.
So they raised
Yeah.
$69,000 towards that. So shout out to that person there.
Yes. All
But
right. All right.
it was intentional, and the officers that assisted, they all deserve it. They all deserve it. They all deserve
All right. So
I just want to wait. I'm sorry.
since you want to bring it up,
Before I put
all right. Yes, PewDiePie said the N word once.
But can I?
PewDiePie said the N word once. All right. Go ahead. Go ahead. I'll let you go.
Okay. Let me just say this. I just want to say this one thing. Okay. No amount of money in the world can cover up any racist demons you have hiding in your closet. Okay. Or not
it.
even
Yeah.
in the closet. That's been said out loud. No amount of money in the world can fix that.
Truth always
Just
comes out.
want to put that out there.
When did you get
All
here,
right,
Sky?
that's cool. I'm a
All
rebuttal
right.
that. I'm a rebuttal that, right?
Okay.
So for me personally, it's not a problem with. I don't have a problem with racist people. You know what I'm saying? I don't care what you feel or what you think behind closed doors. You know what I'm saying? If you're doing something for a cause of somebody and you don't like me, I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to like me. But what I want you to understand is that how people are being treated is wrong. That was the whole point. We don't care if white people, black people are racist. Everybody's racist in a sense because you want to defend and honor your race. You get what I'm saying? That's like racism, but it's just been twisted. You get what I mean? So a lot of people get confused about racism. Racism is a healthy thing, bro, because it gets you to express your heritage. You get what I'm saying? But acting on it is the problem. Acting on it and having ideology about acting on those actions, just like, okay, if I see a black dude and I'm a white guy. Matter of fact, I'm a black dude. So I ain't gonna speak as a white guy, right? I'm a black dude. So if I see a white dude, majority of the time when I was out in the ignorant mind, you get what I'm saying? I used to think that when I saw a white person, they automatically were racist. Like no matter what they did, they looked at me any kind of like I thought that they were racist. You get what I'm saying? And that's a wrong way to think. You know what I'm saying? It's a wrong way to think, and it's the same way, right? This guy might be racist, right? But
PewDiePie?
actions of what was going on was wrong. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Huh?
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go on. Yeah.
So the actions, as long as you understand that the action itself is wrong of what's going on in society today, I don't care if you're racist. You know what I mean? You don't have to have any black friends, or you can say, like, you can do whatever, say whatever the fuck you want to do. It's about your actions. It's about your actions, and that shows more effort than what I see from people that what I mean, grew up with or seen doing that. That he's done more in that area. Just because he said the N word, don't expunge everything he did. Because it's good. It's people do good, people do bad. You feel me? And he was wrong for what he did, but I mean, he made a cause and he put energy and effort into it, and he raised money for effort that he didn't have to do. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think it's for attention. I think it was he genuinely felt bad about the scenario. You could be racist and still feel bad. I know a dude that I served in the army with that was racist as hell, but he doesn't like this type of shit. You know what I mean? And if push came to shove, he would have my back. If I was to go to war when I was in service, he would have had my back. You know what I mean? Regardless of my skin tone. So, you know, and he's, you know, the second biggest YouTuber out there. So why the fuck would he need the attention? You know what I'm saying? So, you know, at the end of the day, I ain't approving of what he said and nothing like that. But you know, before all the shit he said before, but at the same time, bro, racism is not the problem. The problem is people acting on their racism and not understanding why they're racist and not wanting to learn about another person's race. You can still be racist and learn about somebody else's race and say, you know what, I can respect you. I don't like it, but I respect you. And every man should be treated equally. Every woman should be treated equally. That's the problem.
Hey, I don't think T Series counts as a YouTube page.
Ooh,
My turn.
ooh,
I said I don't think T Series counts as a YouTube page.
yeah, and I said who? Yeah,
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
exactly.
PewDiePie is second to T Series, and T Series is, you know, I don't think they count as a YouTube page.
so what exactly happened with the PewDiePie?
PewDiePie was playing PUBG one day. He was playing PUBG one day. He got in a situation where he was dying repeatedly. And one particular incident, he died and he raged out and he's blurted out the hard ER at his stream. He was live streaming and he blurted out the hard ER and he was like, "Oh fuck," you know what I mean? But
Hmm. Yeah, well, you blurt that shit out when you're angry. You've definitely said it when you're sober.
well, yeah.
Is my point,
But
Because that's not a word you just like
no. Like
right out
I
the
all
used
right,
to
anger.
all right, all
literally
right,
resort
all right.
to.
So we're angry. We're not all of a sudden because this situation was already diffused. PewDiePie already he's literally already done his dues for that situation. But since we're bringing this up,
Right.
since we're bringing this up, we're all mad at PewDiePie for saying the N word. Yes or no? We are. Give me a second. I see you, Wolf. Yes. No.
Disagree a
Cameron,
bit on
are
that.
we mad? Why aren't we this mad at fucking Logic? You came to me earlier today. You came to me earlier today with the
Here
exact
we
saying.
go.
You came to me earlier
Here we
today
go.
and you said these exact words to me. You said, "Hey man, I want you to hear this song by Logic. He says the hard ER in it and it's pretty controversial." Those were your
Because
words.
I wanted to hear your opinion because I know
I don't
you
need to
don't
hear
like
that shit. Logic is ass. I don't listen to Logic. That shit ass.
it.
But you heard a literal song by a white man. I give zero fucks his dad is black. Zero fucks. Like I always say, if I don't listen to rap and I don't know who the fuck Logic is, and I hear this song, all I see on the cover is a white man singing this song and he's saying the hard ER and everybody's okay with it. That's all the fuck I see. So why are we okay with this situation and not with the other?
Not okay with either situation. For the record, I'm pretty sure
Yeah,
Eminem
took the
dropped
bullets
a
right out of
lot
your
of.
gun.
I'm pretty sure Eminem dropped a lot of fucking tracks without using even the soft version of the word.
Hell yeah.
No, Eminem has used the word in multiple
Has he?
songs. Yes.
He didn't use
He
the
just
hard ER on there though, did he?
no. He didn't. He didn't. But
I want
the
to know
way
which song Eminem even said the soft one on. I am an
Right.
Eminem
Yeah, let me
fan.
hear it. Hey, find it. Find that
Yeah.
song. Find that song.
Put
Send it to
that
me.
Let me tell
shit
you like
on.
this. Let me tell you like that.
While you're
Even if you
finding it, I
find
just
it,
like to
right?
say this. I just go ahead like to say
Mhm.
this. I used to live with Sora. The word got thrown around a lot because that's the company that I was around all the time. So they pretty much was just like, yo, we can't expect you not to accidentally blurt it out here and there while we say it over and over again. We're creatures of habit, and so it was cool with them. We were all boys, just like
Yeah,
boys
just
would
watch your
be.
mouth in fucking public.
But
What happened in my house is not what
right,
you do in public. I mean,
right, of
Right. But
course,
see, you can't expect that though. That's what's wrong with everybody. That's what's wrong with everybody. It's too much gray area shit. Like it's either one way or it's not. You know what I'm saying? I get it. You might hang around black people and shit like that, and it might be a thing that's going on. Like where you from? Like you might have been a white dude that grew up in the hood, or you might be a white dude that's around black people. But the problem is, it's too much gray area shit. You can't get mad at a white dude just because your perception is that he don't hang around black people, or he can't say the word, or you don't know what that man had on his life. At the end of the day, right? It was the wrong thing. No, I ain't saying it's right. it was wrong, right? But everybody make mistakes, man. Everybody make mistakes. But at the end of the day, a good deed is better than a bad one. See what I mean? A good deed is better than a bad deed. So my thing is like we harping on him saying that, but dog, there's motherfuckers that will smile in your face, bro,
Hey,
and
don't
will
say
tell
we.
you that.
But I get what you're saying, but don't say we, because like I already said, I understand the situation. I saw the situation because I watch PewDiePie. I'm a fan, and I saw the
Yeah,
situation live, and I wasn't even bringing up. While you were talking, one person interrupted you and said, "Oh, are we talking about the PewDiePie that said the N word? Like that mattered? Like he didn't already pay his dues for doing that shit."
right. There's actors, bro. There's racist as fuck. There's public people,
Hell
public
yeah.
figures that y'all listen to, people in the news every day that y'all listen to and like don't like really hold them to the fire for the shit that they say. So my thing is, even though he said it right, you know what I mean? There's shit I've done in my life. There's nerds or something that I might have kicked their ass and felt bad about it afterwards. You know what I'm saying? That shit was wrong. You know what I'm saying? And it's the same way as him saying that word is wrong, but he paid his due for that. Just like I paid my due for my sins and the shit that I've done. And I probably still got some more paying to do for shit that I've done in my life. But I ain't gonna judge him because he said the word. Has he done anything racist? Like, has he acted on anything racist besides saying it? You feel me? They all say it. They all say it, bro. We know this shit. So when one says like fuck him, like nah, man. And then you got that gray area where people in your situation, bro, like you know what I'm saying, it was being thrown around and it was like they can't expect you not to say it, right? But at the same
Right.
time, who's to know who PewDiePie chilling with? You know what I'm saying? Who's to know? You feel me? And a lot of them don't even know that that's just a wrong thing to say, bro. For real, because where they
That's
grew
where I,
up at, and
that's
you
where I
know what I'm
was getting
saying?
at. Like, who is he hanging around that word is, thrown around enough that he says it freely around them? Creatures of
Yeah,
habit.
he didn't
He
just
said it
come
out
up
of
with that shit,
habit because black people don't,
right?
African Americans don't put the hard ER on it unless they're trying to be aggressive. You know,
Right.
Not even that. Not even that. Not
I,
even
I,
that.
I do it exactly. It's just like, who is
Right.
he hanging?
I've never said that even just to be aggressive.
I've never heard anybody
Right.
call
I,
me
I
that.
think I think people just take shit too personal nowadays, man. And it's too, like you can't. And the fucked up part is people take shit personal, and then when
Wolf, you're
folks try to
next.
like lay out a black and white
Am
line,
I?
there's
I
black and
feel
there's
like I'm
white.
not.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's straight to the point. It's either one way or not. You know what I'm saying? It can't be in between bullshit. That's what's wrong with shit. Everybody want to be in between and say it's okay for this man to do it because he was a white rapper or this and that, but he can't say it because he's a streamer. Like that shit corny. Either you can say it or you can't. If you're around black people, you
There
can say it or
shouldn't be
you
a
can't.
gray
Either
area.
the
There shouldn't be a gray area.
yeah,
You're right. I understand that, and like I've always said, I don't think I've said this on a stream. Hey, man, free speech, bro. Free speech. But Wolf, you.
Let's just all enjoy that fucking quiet for a sec. Okay, that's lovely.
I'm about to say this is a
So
podcast, bro. You need to talk.
yeah, but anybody watching this podcast right now that's listening to y'all fucking scream for 2 minutes, they needed that. Now, as far as PewDiePie using such a word and all that, yeah, I got it. He did it. Whatever. Fucking, you cannot judge a man off a single act of his life, especially one that harmed no one directly. You cannot look down upon a man for any progress, no matter how small it is. If he said something racist, sure. And apparently, he's tried to put in work to let us know that that's not really how he feels. I will not belittle him for making any progress, no matter how small. But in that same token, one cannot expect their actions to be forgotten. To forgive is divine, but to forget is to deny yourself knowledge. Forgive, but there is no need to forget.
I fucks with that. I mean, like y'all said, he paid his dues. He learned his lesson. I mean, everybody is entitled for a chance to change their ways, right? Lord knows I get presented information all like when Trump first got into office. I was all about Trump, just because I hated Clinton mostly. And then as time went on, I'm just like, yeah, Trump's pretty much a fucking piece of shit, yo. Like my views changed. I didn't just stick behind it the entire time. When that jogger got shot, I was mistaken about an article, and I assumed that the people that shot him were on the run. That wasn't the case. They got hemmed up and they let them go. And as soon as I learned that, I went back on that person's post and I was like, hey, you know what? That was pretty fucked up. I didn't really look into it deep enough, and I made an opinion, and I assumed. And what I tell y'all last time, when you assume, it puts an ass in between me and you. I assumed. I apologize. And completely changed my view. It's not that fucking hard to admit that you're wrong and change from it. You'll get a lot more respect that way than just simply denying that it happened.
Growth. Growth is important. Growth is a very important part of human nature. PewDiePie has apparently grown, and even if he hasn't, it's all good. Cause I'm gonna be real with you. You give me $69,000, yeah, you can call me out my name once. You slip and get excited and say it twice. I'm gonna punch you in your shit, but you can say it the second. You can say it the first time for $69,000. You're helping out. Cool. Do your thing. I have the same opinion about most places that make a product. Somebody told me once Timberland was racist. Timberland boots doesn't like black people. Okay, they make a solid work boot, so I'm gonna buy it. I don't. I don't care if they don't like me.
To this day. To this
Who,
day.
name me somebody at Timberland who can beat
To this
my ass.
day.
Okay, then. We just
To this
continue
day,
on.
I buy Timberlands. Fuck out of here.
And
To
that's
this
and
deadass.
that's another point. I'm glad you brought that shit up. I'm glad you brought that shit up. Because isn't Polo a racist? Isn't Michael Jordan
Yeah,
endorsing prisons where the majority of the population is black?
yeah.
Isn't
Polo. It's another dude.
yeah,
I think it's Michael Kors. I think it's Michael
Polo,
Kors.
Gucci,
Yeah.
Michael Kors, all of them? I don't want to see monkeys in my shit, right? But then you know what I'm saying? Like that's what I'll be talking about. But motherfuckers still wear the shit every day. Nike, Jordan, all of that, like every day. So it's like you can't. That shit wild to me, bro. But it is what it is. We move for. I'm good. That shit wild. Cause niggas don't forget that. Motherfuckers act like Gucci didn't just say that the guy who owns Gucci, not Gucci the rapper, but the guy that owns Gucci wasn't just talking mad racist, and people went on a short strike not wearing Gucci, and next thing you know, everybody wearing Soldier Boy headbands and all that, right?
By show of hands,
You know,
who in this chat owns any Gucci merchandise?
No, I don't fuck with that shit.
never.
None of us.
Tommy Hilfiger too. I left him out. Tommy Hilfiger one of the worst things.
By show of hands, who in this group owns any Tommy Hilfiger gear?
Nah, I don't.
I had some glasses back in the day. My first
Yeah.
transition lenses.
Do you see my point? Among intelligent black folks, Tommy Hilfiger, all these other racist motherfuckers, they're kind of, if their shit's not useful, their business is drying up. The universe hears you. What you put out into the universe is what's going to come back to you. It just takes time. Look at cancel culture. Cancel culture is nothing but an accelerant on the universe sometimes. When you got people that get online, they hop on Facebook, they take pictures kneeling on their friend's head or something, and they make a joke out of, other people's deaths. I don't care if you don't believe in their political views. Cool, got it. But to mock the dead is one of the lowest things you can do as a person, at least to me. Because I know in life, people are not celebrated often, sure. But in death, death is supposed to be where you're finding your peace. And to lay in your grave and have someone openly mocking your death in the streets, I'd haunt the fuck out of you.
Like notice
So
how, I don't know if you guys noticed, but in LA, you know how like they were like, vandalizing and looting and all that good stuff, or not good stuff, but all that bad stuff or whatever. Notice how like nobody touched the Kobe Bryant and his daughter mural. Nobody touched that because it's just like you said, about the whole like death thing, mocking death. Like nobody's gonna do that. It was just like that was just like to prove your point.
Oh yeah, that's
thank you,
been like the
sir.
basic rule from that jump is like you respect the dead, or else
Yeah.
you just asking for bad karma on yourself.
And there's a lot of bad karma going around right now. There's people, and the worst part is the people that are getting the bad karma are making bad karma for other people. Because when you get somebody like, for instance, I've had friends send me some pictures, some videos. I'm not going to disclose any names for obvious reasons, but when you have white supremacists or anarchists, whatever the fuck they want to call themselves, inserting themselves into protests and vandalizing monuments to deceased veterans, shit, I'm retired. This motherfucker's still in on my side. These guys are still in. He's out too. He's out, retired. We've all been through the military life, and I don't even feel like I deserve extra respect as a veteran, but as a dead man, again, to show them that disrespect brings such negative karma on you, and then the people online see it and they get so angry. They get caught up in that rage. I'm a victim of it myself, and I won't call myself a victim. I'm more of a an enthusiastic roller coaster rider, I guess you could say, because sometimes when I get angry, I like it and I just ride that shit out. It's addictive sometimes to be angry at something, to hate something, to let that rage consume you. But you lose
That's what's
yourself
happening
in
right
it.
now. That's what's happening right now.
Exactly. You
A lot
lose
of people.
yourself in it and you get mad at the wrong guy. And by the time you realize you're mad at the wrong guy, it's too late. That wave's already got you. You're gonna be mad at the wrong guy, and the wrong shit's gonna happen. The wrong people are gonna get punished for shit that they had nothing to do with. Case in point, there have been a couple businesses that have gone under because they have the same business name as somebody who decided to hop on Facebook and post a bunch of racism and talk a bunch of shit to see if cancel culture was real. And when they found out it was, hey, that was the wrong business that we torpedoed. Let's torpedo this guy's business next. And so 3 or 4 businesses go under where only one business of the 4 was actually at fault. And that's what we need to work on as human beings who are supposed to allegedly love each other. That's what we're supposed to work on, is understanding each other and clear, concise communication.
Speaking on human beings and loving each other, and also the LA riots. I don't know if you guys noticed. Little side note. This ain't in my fucking podcast notes. Uh, Logan Paul was spotted in the LA riots looting, and there was also a YouTuber by the name of Carl I don't know if it's Carl I or Carl 3, who was spotted and walking through a peaceful protest. He was recorded doing this. He was walking through a peaceful protest, and he was walking specifically up to African American protesters and asking them, "Hey, can you flip this car for me? Hey, here's a brick. Can you throw this into this building for me?" With uh, a live stream, a live chat behind him, telling him to do it. And then the protesters didn't do it. They actually, there's a recording of a couple protesters he walked up to, and they're like, "Are you fucking serious? Get the fuck out of here! Like we peaceful over here. We're not trying to do this shit." But just to let you know, there's actually motherfuckers out there that's
Being
trying
paid
to
to
being
do
paid to
fuck shit.
start some shit. They being paid to start this shit, man. It's not all on us. You know.
It's people, it's usually just a lot of people that have gotten a taste of the money. You got your Logan Pauls, your Doja Cats, your people that have gotten a taste of being famous. They've gotten their little 15 minutes of being viral, and so they're so addicted to it, they'll do anything to get it back. And again, disrespect for the dead. I don't give a shit what Logan Paul does with his life. My man went to the forest of suicides and found a corpse and laughed about it. Go fuck yourself.
All right, and another side note. This one's actually more on the upside. John Jones and J.R. Smith were seen in the riots beat niggas the fuck up. So I thought that was shit was hilarious.
Bro. J.R. Smith
I thought that was
beat
hilarious.
ass, bro.
I thought
J.R.
that was
Smith, J.R.
hilarious.
Smith walked up. Hey, that boy didn't believe anything was possible. J.R. beat the fuck out of his ass. That's crazy.
I thought that was funny.
J.R. probably put the Henny bottle down before the video started and just started beating his ass, boy. That shit was crazy. He was literally sitting there kicking dude.
All right.
Next topic.
Next and last topic. We already.
Bottle. You don't work out.
This is G Fuel, my friend. G Fuel.
You got a blender. Oh, okay.
That's what
Fuel,
you
my
gotta
friend.
you gotta put the little you gotta put the sponsorship in there.
So.
You gotta put the little G Fuel.
All right. So moving on to the next and last topic. We pushing an hour right now. So we're gonna talk about this bipartisan push going on. Lawmakers begin bipartisan push to cut off police access to military-style gear. Republicans and Democrats in Congress have begun a new push to shut down a Pentagon program that transfers military-grade weaponry to local law enforcement departments, as bipartisan urgency builds to address the excessive use of force and killings of unarmed Black Americans by police. Shit, I feel like this should have happened forever ago, bro.
It should have fucking never started for real.
Yes, they need to
Yeah,
stop because they don't know how to use it.
because at the
They
when you
need
they got everything, bro. Like they get everything from they get motherfucking grenade launchers and shit from the military, bro. Like I don't know why we used to do this shit. Right? All right. So
They using it
uh
for the wrong reasons.
furnishes police departments with equipment such as bayonets, grenade launchers, and riot gear, rubber bullets. Yeah, this shit should have been stopped, bro. I mean, rubber bullets. That's a regular police thing. I ain't worried about that shit. But
Rubber bullets will kill you too,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
because they use them wrong, but
on purpose.
they need they need two things in that situation to make it okay. They need proper vetting and they need proper training. They need somebody that's vetting the fucking shit they're getting. Like, hey, you know what? They could probably use a better tactical vest. They could use some plate carriers. Yeah, let's take those. But we have no use whatsoever for a fucking rocket launcher. Let's go ahead and
Yeah.
put that back. We have one, and that's enough. We don't need
Go put that
it
back on the
back.
shelf. Go put that back on the shelf.
Yeah,
We don't need
go put that shit back because
that.
I'm all for not having the police force be overwhelmingly armed. I get that, but as someone who has, and Sora, you've seen it a little bit too. Strine, YouTube, Chow, all of us have seen a little bit of what the criminal underworld looks like. These guys do
Yeah.
not bring small things to play with. Fucking yeah, sure. The small time motherfuckers. Yeah, he might have a fucking high point, so he can throw it in the river and not miss it because it's $160 piece of shit. But these high ranking motherfuckers, especially the organized criminals, these motherfuckers have shit that police already are having trouble staying on par with. And plus, we all know one thing for sure, having been in the military. Just because that shit says military grade, a veteran will steal clear of that shit immediately. Military grade, I don't want that shit. Why not? Because military grade shit is ass. Like everything in the military is great value. Everything.
Especially since we giving it to y'all used.
Yeah, you getting used great value. So the $5.99 that I paid for this, right? You getting it at like $2.50 value. Just all bad. But that's the only thing that really bothers me about the idea of disarming police forces is if we had I think people want to disarm them because they've been doing such a shitty job. But if you had people out there that were actually being good cops, and by being good cops, I mean the good cops actually get together and say, hey, look, that guy's a bad cop. We gonna go ahead and put him out. If they
They
did
don't
shit
do it.
like that and they actually kept their shit straight, nobody would have a problem with them having access to limitless amounts of weapons. I wouldn't give a shit. Oh, the cops, what? The cops got rocket launchers. That's cool. They ain't gonna fire them at nobody. They ain't
Gotta be
gonna hurt
like,
nobody with them.
what they gonna do? Battlefield want a house? Nah.
Exactly. You know how many times have one of us been deployed and walked past a fucking local national with a fucking weapon? It's normal. Fucking you got a weapon. Cool. Live your life. Nobody has a problem with that. It's the fact that they have shown through their track record that they cannot handle the responsibility of having military grade weapons.
They
The
can't even handle
military
the
takes
They
shooting
can't even handle the responsibility of having fucking police issued weapons.
exactly. And that's what's making people want them to be disarmed more so than the fact that they just need to be. Because when I tell you these gangsters bringing shit to the table that they already can't fuck with.
Yeah. If we can't trust you with a simple handgun or a simple taser, if we can't trust you with a simple handgun or taser, what makes you think I'm gonna trust you with this huge ass carbine rifle? Like, no, not gonna happen.
I'm gonna
Or
trust you
like,
with a tank.
yeah, like what? Come on now.
Like,
If I
oh
can't trust,
man, you
if I can't trust you to not shoot me in the back with that thing, what makes you think I can trust you to get in that big ass fucking tank and not run us over and while we're in a crowd or not do crowd control? Like, that doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense.
it really doesn't. And that's exactly why people want that shit gone right now because the police have
Exactly.
made it obvious that they can't handle it. And I feel bad for shout out to the good cops out there. Like I really do feel bad for you guys because you guys are getting a bum rap for these pieces of shit. Even after you renounce them. Fucking, hey, I don't fuck with them. I don't fuck with that. I'm not that kind of guy. Fuck those guys. Even after you renounce them, you're catching a bum rap because we see that uniform and that uniform has a stigma on it now. There's only one uniform that should have a permanent stigma on it, and that's a fucking Nazi uniform. But other than that,
KKK.
because no one's
Yeah.
ever said well, all Nazis are not bad, just a few of them. No one's ever said that.
actually,
Ever.
Donald Trump said exactly that.
Well,
He literally said that.
well, you know what? No comment. No comment.
I'm fucking weak.
No comment.
That man literally said, "Well, no, there were still some fine gentlemen in that crowd. It was a crowd of Nazis."
No comment.
My stomach.
He did do that. Hey, yo, he did do that shit, bro. I tried to not say nothing. That's crazy, bro.
Oh
I ain't
shit!
even- I
Sorry,
ain't
what's the
even
next
gonna-
topic?
I ain't even gonna-
So nah, I gotta speak on this one, man. It's my turn.
All right, go
He
ahead.
had to bounce back.
I only got one. I only got one more thing after this, but you guys go ahead.
All right, so I'm gonna go
Yeah,
ahead and put my 2 cents in here real quick. Police using military grade equipment. I don't think they should. I think they should have some good stuff. Don't get me wrong, because they do get in some hairy situations. This, that, and the other. That's their job. Military grade equipment's like $1 million fucking non-track tanks and shit like that. That's excessive. And on top of that, they don't have row. The cops do not have row. We have row. That puts a responsibility on us when we use that equipment that they do not have. So if a cop gets in a damn $1 million non-track tank and gets scared and decides to run over half a crowd of fucking protesters or something, that's not cool, and they've been proven time and time again to get scared and do the most irrational shit ever that I don't think any of us even come close to doing. Regardless of that, you did some crazy shit once, you got scared and did some wild shit.
Hell nah, I would never do no shit like that. That's why I said
Hell
not
no.
even close.
Not
Hey,
even
tell our
close.
civilian viewers what row means, though.
Row, rules of engagement. We have 5 steps to go through while somebody is barreling down on us with a car possibly loaded full of tannerite, TNT, what the fuck ever it could be, before we are allowed to use deadly force. That's what we have to do over the pond in the most stressful environment. We've already been in the fucking worst environment it is to be an American. The whole fucking everyone around you wants to kill you, and we still have to go by those rules before we can shoot. Military is held to a higher standard. They should have better equipment. These police, they're supposed to be held to a higher standard, but by law, which they use to their advantage all the time, they do not. That being said, I've always said, don't worry about your government. Believe in your country. Because at the end of the day, there's a reason why nobody's going to invade us. And that applies to internal conflicts as well. We outnumber them thousands to 1. All right. So when I tell you all that equipment that they can get, there's been ways that we have come up with. Hell no. Fuck no. And they're going to try some shit like that, and motherfuckers are going to start dropping.
Hey, they
gonna
better
stop
hope it
doing
don't
it.
come to that.
I hope no come to that, because then they're going to react irrationally and do what? Spray into the crowd?
Hey, as Japan once said, I fear whoever tries to conquer the United States, for there will be a rifle behind every blade of grass.
Every blade of grass, right. So
And
was
remember,
this has been an issue going on for a long time, because today's technology didn't exist back then. I believe if today's technology existed back then, it wouldn't have been over so much as faster, but like sooner, like maybe 1900s or something, because we would have already had the means and the intelligence to fight back. But people don't use their heads. There's a reason why police force has to keep upgrading their shit. It's because for every time they get something upgraded, there's a fucking smart criminal out there, or a smart vigilante, or a smart patriot that figures out how to overturn it. Take ISIS, for example. When they were lobbing fucking, what is it, those brass, fucking superheated brass through our fucking Humvees, taking out the engine block, taking out both people in the driver's seat, what did we do? We put a rhino in front of the Humvee that heated up so that the brass would fire and take out the engine block instead of the people. All right, so what did they do? They turned it a little bit to the left so it still took out the people in the Humvee. For the smartest shit they can make up, there's always a weak point. They will never win, never. And we're just getting to the point now where we are fucking pissed. We're fucking over it. And when that happens, you fucking kick the hornet's nest. What happens? The bees come out. Some of those bees are smarter than other bees, and they gonna sting a whole lot harder, and you ain't ever gonna catch them motherfuckers. It's only a matter of time. We're not the only ones doing this in the U.S. right now. The whole fucking world is going through some crazy shit.
All I know is if you kick a hornet's nest and bees come out, they're gonna have to say bamboozled again when they come out.
Clone.
Yeah, fucking, how startled I would be. Like, because I leave bees alone. Whenever I see them, I leave bees alone. Fucking bees don't even fuck with me usually. But like wasps and shit, I feed wasps my pitcher plant fucking clay. So like, imagine that shit. You open it, you smack the damn hornet's nest down, and a bunch of bees come out. Like, hey, no, what the fuck?
What happens when a wasp attacks a hornet's nest?
It gets hugged to death.
It gets hugged to death, overheated. They sting the fuck out of it. They eat that bitch.
Well, that's still a bee though. That's still bees.
Right.
Yeah, bees hug you to death. They call it the death cuddle.
Yeah, it
My
superheats them, boils them alive.
homie Douglas the homie Douglas Conrad calls it a little struggle snuggle.
I love the struggles. I do it with my puppy all the time. But yeah,
Right. What else you
point.
got, Sora?
I got something to add to that topic though. Before y'all
Jump on it.
ain't gonna be long.
Black metal.
The police don't need military grade nothing. Because what they have, they're already misusing it. They're undertrained. The reform, it needs to happen. Point blank, period. There needs to be a reform for police training in general, and that they're supposed to protect and serve the community and the people they're supposed to protect, serve the community, not oppose them. Deploying the military, I've seen some articles where deploying military personnel from Fort Bragg and all that to raids and all of this shit. Like, me personally, I believe that it's right and wrong, but I honestly believe that the United States government will suffer from it in the long run. Because when I served, and when a lot of us served, we came from that shit. You know what I mean? A lot of us growing up, we might not have liked the police, or some of us looked up to the police. And you had to have a crispy clean record for you to even be a cop. So a lot of us resorted to the military. Like me personally, I wanted to be a firefighter growing up, but I didn't have the certificates or anything like that, the knowledge or anything like that.
Hey, Sora just wiggled a lot.
What's up?
Before you continue being on a fucking roll, repeating the shit we just said, fucking Sora just wiggled a lot. Is there a problem with me smoking a cigarette, Sora?
No, I ain't got shit to do with you. You good?
Okay, just
You
making
good,
sure.
good.
Because I lit my cigarette and you looked at me like you're gonna get cancer, and I'm looking back at you like
Not you. I'm looking at black metal because my next topic he done brought it up. So keep going.
Oh, shit.
Oh, you got again?
The second time in this one fucking podcast.
That boy said
Bamboozled
I
again.
ain't mean to do you like that, man. I'm a futuristic guy. I'm sorry.
What happened to fool me twice? Can't put the blame on you. What happened to
Hell yeah.
that?
But I'll scratch some of that. Okay, but basically, okay. So for me, I feel like they don't need military. The police force, period. The United States doesn't need police military grade gear, right? Because my thing is they're in the community to protect and serve the community. At the end of the day, it's just like the difference between the Marines and the Coast Guard. The Coast Guard is Homeland Security, and the Marines, obviously, the military. You get what I'm saying? And they go out and fight wars, and the Coast Guard is supposed to protect the borders of the United States. It's the difference. So the police force works for the state governments. They don't work for the federal government. Military works for the federal government. And I honestly feel like, a lot of our military personnel came from situations that we were in, and the people who protested were in. It's just they needed to make a way out of the situation that they were in to try to better their life. So I think they'll understand that. I met a lot of, people that were like me from the same walk of life, whether they were black, white, whatever, whether they were racist, whatever. At the end of the day, we merged our minds together to get the mission accomplished. And I think that's what's wrong with, the American people. Not really in this situation. I just think on a consistent basis, because I've always felt like this. I was raised Muslim, but I've always felt like this. If society would treat every day like it was Christmas, it would be a better place. You know what I mean? And that's the problem with society. Everybody's gimme, mine, and then
You
you
lied to
want to
me,
celebrate
Tal.
holidays but about what?
Lied to us. You
About
said
what?
it wasn't. You said it wasn't going to take that long.
That took a
What wasn't
while.
gonna take that long?
Your
Took
speech,
a
but it took a
while.
while. All right, so
Yeah, but I ain't get to my foot. I ain't even been talking more than 2 minutes.
Hey, I'm enjoying it.
you
I'm
still
enjoying
going?
it too, but you said it wasn't going to take long.
I got one question, really
It's
short.
not. It's not.
What the
But I
fuck is
got
the
interrupted
Coast
twice.
Guard?
Coast Guard.
I got interrupted.
Yeah, what the fuck is the Coast
You
Guard?
interrupted me 2 times.
The Coast
Facts
Guard.
with their Homeland Security. Shout out to the Coast Guarders out there, man. They Homeland Security, bro. Respect what they do.
The Coast Guard
But
is equipped for what they need to save people on the coast. The Marines
Right.
are
and
equipped to amphibious assault. Why aren't cops equipped
right.
just to protect
But
and serve?
basically, if shit got crazy, right? I will hope that they do deploy the military, and I will hope that the military changes that stigma of you can't have a political stand, because we all know, the people that served in this chat right now, we all know that there's political stands all throughout the military. But when it comes to our stance as black people, like, we can't protest, we can't do shit like that. But when it comes to their shit and their agendas and the people they talk about and the regulations that they push and all of this shit, it's based around, you know what I mean, their culture, bro. I'm gonna keep it a bean. So I think a lot of military people do want to say things and do want to change and do want to help out. You know what I mean? But they really can't, man, because they fear for their family, they fear for their check. You know what I mean? And they being controlled by Uncle Sam, so they got to do what they got to do. You know what I'm saying? To
My
maintain.
bad.
So I got to protect that because I serve. But the police don't need no military grade shit. Point blank. Period. And half of them are some of them, I would say like 30 or 40% of the police force now is military veterans that served 2-3 years, went to college, didn't really see no shit, didn't really go through no shit, and they got all big chested and army, and, or Marine, whatever, and they get out and they act like people are, you know what I'm saying, the enemy across the sea. You feel me? And they treat American people like that. And then it goes back to how they was raised too. So their mentality could be completely distorted from what reality actually is. So that's the problem. We need police reform. They don't need
My bad,
great
Joe. I
shit.
see some really weird shit going on outside my window. My bad. If I'm like not here.
And that's it. That's all I got on that.
I get what
All
you're
right.
feeling. Most veterans get out and they crave that structure to get back in. I get
Right.
what you feel.
He's about to die.
I don't know what they're doing over there, but they're doing some really weird
About
shit.
to,
You
you about
in a
to
barracks
die
room?
like shit.
Huh?
You in a barracks room?
Yeah. I hear.
You'll
I
be
hear,
fine.
Like, I hear like yelling out my window, and I see like it looks like the shine from like a riot shield, but I'm not sure. I don't know.
How long
Oh,
have you been in
okay.
the military?
A year.
You'll get used to it, bud.
All right, so moving on from conversations about personal life. That was weird.
Shut up.
To kind of go off of what Tao said, right? So active duty troops were deployed uh, from Fort Bragg to go to Washington D.C. It was actually 250 military personnel from an MP battalion, right? And they were supposed to be here today, June 3rd, today, right? But as we speak, and as this conversation unfolds, there's actually a new article that just went out. All right, and it says that those same troops are now returning back to Fort Bragg after being called to Washington. Active duty troops brought in to help if needed with the civil unrest in the nation's capital are beginning to return to their home base after 2 days of more peaceful demonstrations in Washington D.C. Senior defense officials told the Associated Press on Wednesday. That is today. So yeah, they were deployed, but now they leaving.
Let me tell you why. Because they forgot something really fucking important.
The
Even
law.
though the law, but also
The
soldiers.
law.
If somebody gives a soldier a fucking order that conflicts with their morals, like shoot that man, and they just didn't do nothing, something like that, that soldier does not have to follow that order. All right, that's a double-edged sword. Like you're supposed to fucking stay in your post, and you're supposed to follow orders and this, that, and the other. Yeah, you can go out there, but they ain't got to shoot nobody. They ain't got to do nothing. All they got to do is stand there and watch shit happen. And I've posted videos on my Facebook page of that exact thing happening. They're standing with the protesters. They can't leave their post, but they are with the protesters. They are on the side. They dropped their shields and stood behind them in unison.
It says that the troops were expected to provide security but not perform law enforcement duties such as arrest and detention of protesters.
Just there for a look.
Yeah, just there for to look like
Look
you
tough.
know, yeah.
Look tough. That's all it is.
At least they sent actual soldiers this time. Imagine if they sent the National Guard or something. Oh, my bad, National Guard. You know I gotta fuck with you a little bit.
I was in the guard for a little while. It wasn't that great.
Wasn't that great? Fucking. That's like taking a girl on your first date to Red Lobster. Yeah, Red Lobster. This is super fancy. Yeah. She's in her head like, I'm going to have sex with one of this guy's friends later.
Wow.
All right.
You figure the national.
That's what I mean.
Don't help shit, dude.
That's what Sora always thinks anyway.
Might work for him though. I mean, they don't have sex with his friends. I mean, I don't think they do. They haven't had sex with.
All right.
Yeah.
So,
Potatoes.
so this is my last point. We're gonna go with some finishing thoughts from the group before I say something. So we're gonna start from the top, and that's you, Wolf, Shadehound 404. You got anything to say?
Be safe. There it is. Be safe out there. Take care of each other, because at this point in the world, we all need each other. Like, we really do. We all we got. Y'all have seen how your governments feel about you. You've seen how these fake ass friends feel about you. Yo, if you got real people in your life, take care of them. Cherish them motherfuckers, because you never know when they're going to be too real for somebody else and not be here the next day.
Facts.
D1 Cam, got anything to say?
All right. Now's not the time to be posting selfies. Okay. Like 100%.
Dead
It's
ass.
wrong. Just
Attacked.
cut it, because at this point, if you're posting selfies on social media and it doesn't have anything related to do with what's going on in the world, you're just getting unfollowed on my part, and I'm just gonna cut all ties, because it's ignorant, and it just shows me that you don't care. And yeah, don't do it. Black is beautiful. That's all I gotta say.
Black is beautiful. Look at Sora's big black luscious lips. Ah,
So
man.
Strizzle, you got any last words besides complimenting my facial features?
I mean, I try to do it at least once per day. But yeah. Anyways, summarize shit. Everything's gotta change. That's life. Even the lobster gotta grow out of his shell in order to fucking get bigger. So change is just us growing. Without change, there is no life. The only thing that is consistent in this life is that everything must change. So, with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and shut the fuck up.
All right, Black Metal, the GOAT. What you got to say, man?
Not much really. I mean, pretty much everything was said on this. I just want to, give y'all thanks for everybody showing up again, and thank you for the platform. And I just want people to continue doing what they're doing out there, rioting. You know what I'm saying, and don't not really rioting, but protesting, and just don't give up. You know what I mean? Keep pushing. So that's all I got.
Okay.
I didn't say this, but especially thank you for the platform, because
Oh.
not many people talk to this. It's not
Man,
many
fuck
people
him.
talk to this stuff. Like not even just him in general, but just like not to get soft or no shit, because I ain't soft, but like I can't talk to most of my friends about this shit because they just don't get it, or they're just ignorant to the fact. So I appreciate you letting me come on here to express my opinion and hear other great opinions from great people.
I second
Appreciate
that.
it,
This is very enlightening, especially some of the
You
shit that
guys have
Hound said.
feelings.
Oh, thanks, guys. Hey,
I got one left.
hey,
Don't hurt it.
hey. Y'all
You're
know I
having
appreciate y'all showing
feelings
up.
and stuff.
You know, this podcast wouldn't uh, be as long as it is. Right now, we're pushing an hour and 30 minutes. It wouldn't be as long as it is without, you guys here to talk and debate about the different topics that I randomly pull out of my ass. Um,
So does this mean I get the day off tomorrow?
no,
No.
05,
God
work
damn
call.
it. God damn it. God
Hey,
damn it.
Show
uh,
this podcast to your battalion commander, and if he gives you a coin, then you might get a day off.
had, uh,
No, I'm just
all
show up
right,
tomorrow.
so yeah, I appreciate all y'all for showing up as usual. This will be posted eventually as soon as possible. Honestly, I want to get this up as soon as possible. I want to thank everybody for listening. If you're listening on whatever website or watching, if you're watching on Facebook or YouTube, my name is Elevator. You can find me at you can find me at facebook.com/Elevator or youtube.com/user/the kid Neil. And that's going to be the end of the show. See you guys on the next one.